Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for hitting that play button for another episode of the Heady podcast. Today, I just wanted to talk to you about why I believe teachers matter. And this comes from a recent episode I did with Justin Stevenson. Justin is a school teacher / coach, and I've been able to watch Justin coach kids before he was even a school teacher. So this was a really cool conversation. But I'm always looking for different ways that I can take the content I get from these conversations and be able to use them either as for social media, like tweets, normal Instagram posts, any of those kind of things. Just trying to figure out how do I use content. But one of the things is like now I'm really trying to take insight from these episodes and then come back around and share them in this way with you all in hopes to, inspire a new teacher, encourage a teacher who may be retired, spark something inside of a parent, administration, I want to impact all of you in some kind of way because I believe that schools are a big part of the foundation of any city and community. So I always tell people that when people reach out to me about moving into my city, one of the things that they're always asking me about are the schools. And we don't have great schools without great teachers. And I think teachers have a calling on their life to come and invest in these students. But I think it's still a big duty of us who are parents to come alongside them and really be a part of our children's educational experience and not just send them to school and let them come home and not be that. But anyway, with all that being said, I wanted to share with you today the insights that I'm taking from my episode with Justin. They're just some of the things that I heard that really speak to why teachers are so valuable and needed. One is they impact the lives, essentially kind of like the one student at a time. One of the things that Justin pointed out was that whether it's through important knowledge or instilling values or providing guidance, teachers have this power to shape the trajectory of a student's life. And each year, teachers have a chance to touch more lives than some of us get the opportunity to do, meaning that they are in these classrooms with these students for hours. Sometimes they're spending more time with our children than we are just because of the way school is structured. But man, just the way that they impact students' lives, even beyond the classroom, is one of the reasons that I believe they matter. The second thing that I'm looking at is how they have the ability to foster connections and build relationships with our students. And so one of the things that I heard Justin talking about is how he shares his own stories and experiences with the students. And out of sharing those stories and experiences, he feels like it helps foster a real connection with his students. And he gives this story about how there was a student that he didn't even think that he was making a connection with, and then later find out a couple of years later, listen to the episode to get it exactly right, but how that student was really connected with him in such a way that she reached out to him later in life, talking about how he had made a real difference in her life. So just building that connection is so important, because when the students start trusting you, that's where it really starts, I believe, carrying over outside of the classroom. That's when they start asking you to come to their weddings, when they get ready to get married, or come to their graduation when they're getting ready to graduate out of college. But really fostering those connections and building relationships is so key. The third thing that I heard from Justin that I wanted to talk about is nurturing a love for learning. Man, I think when teachers really come in and show this passion about educating our students around whatever subject that may be, math, science, English, or whatever, it really can create a type of curiosity in a student and a thirst for knowledge. And so dedicated teachers have this great ability to transform a classroom into a space to where Kids want to explore new ideas. They want to be all in. They want to ask questions because you're helping them nurture this love to learn. And sometimes we have to really get students to understand, like, no, this is so much bigger than you just taking a test and passing this class. This is about this opportunity to continue to be a learner as you continue to move forward. The fourth thing is guiding students through challenges. Like, our teachers get this great opportunity to guide students through the different challenges that come their way that just happen. It just happen as when you're a student and you're around so many other students. But not only that, you have stuff going on outside of school. Teachers are oftentimes the ones that students will bring their stuff to, especially when they start trusting them, especially when they start feeling a sense of connection with their teachers, and those teachers foster these things. Yeah, they're going to come to you with some of the junk and the hard stuff that happens in their lives. And so that's the reason you matter. That's the reason teachers matter. For those of you who are listening, like, what are teachers doing? They're doing some of the hard stuff that we don't get to often see or hear about. But they are. I know my wife worked in a school, and she wasn't a teacher, but she was an admin, front office person, and she would oftentimes come home and tell the stories that she heard, or how students came to her with some really, really challenging stuff. So just never underestimate how much teachers matter. Teachers, if you're listening, don't underestimate the value that you bring to students' lives. And sometimes you don't see that investment right away, but many years later, when they're reaching out to you, then you're like, oh my goodness, I'm glad I didn't give up on whoever that student. Who is that student for you right now? If you're listening, or were you that student? You're listening right now. Are you that student that, man, a teacher really came alongside you when you were going through a difficult time? And I say, write them a letter right now. Go write them a letter and thank them. If they're still around, or you still can make contact with them, do it. Number 5, the number 5 reasons teacher matters, because they're shaping the future leaders and change makers of our world. Yes, again, teachers throughout the school year oftentimes spend more time with your kids than you do. And so they are helping mold and shape our students. And teachers, you're molding and shaping the next generation of leaders and change makers. And don't take that lightly. And man, that's the reason I say, hey, I want to come alongside teachers and encourage them and support them, because they're the ones who are really putting in work to help mold the people who will run our country one day. So we want to do everything we can to ensure that they have plenty of energy, the resources and excitement needed to go in and do that. And so, okay, I'm talking to a few different people here, but teachers, let me talk to you. Reach out to people, figure out ways to involve parents and community leaders into your classroom. So, because we want to walk alongside you as you are helping mold our future change makers. And so for those of you who are in the community, get into the schools, hang out, invest in whatever way that may look like. One of the ways that I get to do that is through a mentorship program called We Shake Hands. We go in once a month, invest in a group of young boys. We feed them, we teach them skills, talk to them about life skills, talk to them about things like integrity, honesty, kindness, all those things. So figure out different ways that you get the opportunity to be in school. And so these things kind of came out of my conversation with Justin. Go and listen to that episode. I think that it was really, really good. Justin did a great job of responding to the questions that I asked him and just gave some really good insights. And so, man, I've been inspired by Justin, and I'm excited to be inspired by a whole bunch more teachers. And so be on the lookout for more podcasts like this. Teachers, you rock. Thank you for the work you do. And for all of you, thank you again for hitting that play button for another episode of the Heady Coleman Podcast. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, as always, go win.